we would be falling apart. Billy Ray Belcourt. The law mandates that a hate crime only be classified as such if there is ample evidence to show that one's actions are motivated by prejudice towards an individual's nationality, ethnicity, sexuality, gender, etc. Oh, I got one. Some more than others know that all objects can be put to violent use. If our bodies could rust, we would be falling apart. Oh, I got one. Barbara Kintner, 34, was hit in the stomach by a trolley hitch thrown at her from a moving car. After throwing the hitch, a blonde 18-year-old man yelled, "Oh, I got one!" Her sister saw and heard everything. No one should have to watch a world explode like that. No one should have to watch someone become unbodied like that. The CBC reported that the police did not investigate the assault as a hate crime because there were no comments which made any reference to race or ethnicity. Oh, I got one. It is basic syntax. One is the object and she is at the mercy of the eye. This is a semiotics of indignity that routes into death worlds in the mouths of the grim reapers of the world. Grammar is excited by violence. Oh, I got one. What did he see when he made her into a ghost? What is a ghost but the form we take when we are pulled outside our bodies? Oh, I got one. There were memories made, and they did not disappear with the disappeared. Kintner was sent to my doctors so that her loved ones could witness her parting. How can a living room become a church without grief leaving its indelible mark? Oh, I got one. How do we live at the edge of the world? Wow, you changed. Dina Del Buccio. You've changed. You used to be so... And now you're all... like... you've transformed. I don't know how to describe. It's like you don't like Canasta anymore. You test in all caps. Your selfies are so... animalistic. Like, are you out to prove something? You're a lion? You're a bear? You're a maggot? You're a virus. I just don't know if we could be friends anymore.
The Ghosts of Women Once Girls by Audre Monet. Somewhere, a little girl is reading aloud in the middle of a dirt road. She smiles at the sound of her own voice escaping the spine of a book. She feeds on her hunger to know herself. She's not yet been taught to dim. She sits with the stars beneath her feet, a constellation of the things to come, as if a swallowed moon, she glimmers. Her head wrap rolls out in a gutter. Bare feet scat the earth. The ghosts of women, once girls, make a bridge of the dust, dancing behind her. She decorates the ground in dimples. She stomps, suffering out the spirit, hooves, drumming the earth in circles. She holds gladness in her mouth, like a secret teased out of a giggle. Joy, like her sadness, overflows. She is not the opinions of others. She is of visions and imagination. Somewhere, a little girl is reading aloud in the middle of a dirt road. She smiles at the sound of her own voice escaping the spine of a book. She is a room full of listening, lending herself to her own words. Somewhere, a deep remembering of what was. I Am the People by Carl Sandburg. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of this world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me, and the Lincolns. They die, and I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am the prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have. And I forget. Sometimes I growl, I shake myself, and splatter a few red dots of history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world say the name, the people, with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive.
Between Strangers by Yi Lei. Stranger, who can measure the distance between us? Distance is the rumor of a never-before-seen sea. Distance, the width of a layer of dust. Maybe we need only strike a match for my world to flicker in your sky. Visible finally, and eye to eye. Breachable finally, the border between us. What if we touched? What then? Would something in us hum an old familiar song? Maybe then our feet would wear a path back and forth between our lives, like houses in neighboring lots. Would you give me what I lack? Your winter coat? Your favorite battered pot? Logic warns. Unlikely. History tells me to guard my distance when I pass you on the street, and I obey. But to stumble into you, or you into me, wouldn't it be sweet? In reality, I keep to myself. You keep to you. We have nothing to rue. So why does our moisturize almost to my brim? And also in you. Question by Susan Musgrave. What do they think about you? The people that pass you on the street? What would you like them to see? They see the druggie, the whore, the junkie. I'd like them to see me as their daughter, a sister, a lover, their mother. They see garbage, blood, feces. They see us in alleyways, passed out in heaps, sick, crazy for a fix. I'd like them to see me as a dancer who can't remember the steps, a singer whose voice has left her, a woman whose heart has grown as empty as every naked hotel room she's ever tried to check out of. They see needles, spoons, condoms. Think HIV, AIDS. I want them to think how hard I try to live. When they cruise the street, stop for a red light at the corner where I stand, waiting in the rain. They see scabs on my face, festering sores, scars, rotting teeth. When they rev their engines, crack up the heat. I want them to see how the only desire left in me is the desire to make the best of it.
One Fish, Two Fish, Plastics, Dead Fish by Craig Santos Press. Some fish are sold for sashimi, some are sold to canneries, and some are caught by hungry slaves to feed what wealthy tourists crave. Farm fish, fish sticks, frankenfish collapse. From the Pacific to the Atlantic, from the Indian to the Arctic, from here to there, dead zones are everywhere. Overfishing, purse seine, ghost fishing, bycatch. This one has a little radiation. This one has a little mercury. Oh me, oh my. What schools of bloated fish flow by? Here are fish that used to spawn, but now the water's too warm. Some are predators and some are prey. Who will survive? I can't say. Say, look at its tumors. 1, 2, 3. How many tumors do you see? 2 fish, 1 fish, Filet-O-Fish, no fish. One Art by Elizabeth Bishop. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost, that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day, accept the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing further, losing faster, places and names, and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, my last door, next to last, of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster, some realms I own, 2 rivers, a continent. I miss them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, a choking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing is not too hard to master. Though it may look like, write it, like disaster.